Let's talk about expressions. Variables are well and good, but they are only useful when you use them to solve math problems. You can use variables and numbers to describe a math problem. It's called an expression. Mathematical expressions are used to write word problems in math terms. They are like instructions that tell you what you have to do, a number or a variable. Let's look at this activity. Convert the verbal expressions given in the table below into a mathematical expression. You can stop the video and do it on your own. Okay, let's start with the first one. 5 more than 6, which means you should add 6 to 5. 5 more than 6. 2 times 7. This means you should multiply 2 with 7. 16 divided by 2. I think this is clear. You should divide 16 by 2. 2 subtracted from 5. Let's follow the instructions. I subtracted and I multiplied by 4. This stage is important for you guys. Be careful. You should multiply it by 4 by putting this subtraction into parentheses like this. Because you should firstly do the subtraction and then multiplication. If I didn't put the subtraction into parentheses, let's discuss what this would mean. Like this. 4. This means 2 subtracted from the product of 5 and 4. This is an order of operation. If I multiply after adding or subtracting, it means you should firstly put them into parentheses and then multiply it with the number we need. And then the last one, 5 times 6. 5 times 6. Yes, I multiplied 5 by 6 and I should add 2. Let's have a look at the other table. Yes, this one. A number x, which we don't know, increased by 7. X increased by 7. Which means you should add 7 to the x. A number y. A number y decreased by 7. Okay, a number y decreased by 7, which means 7 less than y. A number a multiplied by 7. I multiplied a with the 7. A number k divided by 7. A number k divided by 7. A quarter of a number. What is the meaning of the quarter? Which means 1/3 of a number. Let's a be our number. A quarter of a means you should divide it by 4. A divided by 4. Please find the representation of half of a number. Okay guys, I want to show you these two tables at the same time. Let's have a look at what is the difference between these tables. You can think a little bit. I will tell you. Mathematical expressions can be numerical or algebraic. If it is only containing numbers like in the first table, we call it numerical expressions. Let's write it. These are numerical expressions. If it is including at least one variable with numbers in it, we call it algebraic expressions. These are algebraic expressions. Sometimes you might have to describe a real-life situation using a mathematical expression. You need to imagine what would happen to a quantity and write that down using variables and a plus sign or a minus sign or a multiplication sign or a division sign. Let's have a look at some examples. This is example 1. Peter has $165 in his saving account. Lottie has more dollars than Peter. Write an expression for the amount of money that Lottie has. Please write it on your own and then watch the video. Okay, Lottie has more money than Peter. To find how much she has, you need to add X to the amount of Peter has. So, the expression for the number of dollars Lottie has is, let's write it, X plus 165. This is the amount of money that Lottie has. This is the amount of money that Lottie has. Please do the second one. Danny, Kia, and Anthony each thought of a number. Danny's number was twice as big as the sum of Kia and Anthony's numbers. Write an expression for Danny's number. Let's represent Kia's number by key, Kia by key, and Anthony's number by A, Anthony by A. Then Danny's number is the sum of Kia and Anthony multiplied by 2. Remember the order of operation we mentioned before. Okay, the last one. Weasley has W cookies and Maribel has M cookies. They decided to eat C cookies between them. Write an expression for the total number of cookies left. The number of cookies Weasley and Maribel have before they eat any is W and plus M. So, once they have taken away by eating them, there will be W plus M minus C cookies. Okay guys, did you notice something about the last two examples? If you didn't, please think a little bit. Okay, I will tell you. Some expressions contain more than one variable. You have met some of those before, but there are plenty more in this lesson. If there are two numbers you don't know, that's not a problem. You can use two different variables, one for each unknown, like in the second example, one for Kia, one for Anthony, one for Weasley, one for Maribel. These are called multivariable expressions. Let's have a look at multivariable expressions. Like in the table, the sum of A and B, let's write it. The sum of A and B, this one. The product of V and W, the product of V and W. And the last one, P is subtracted from 9Q. I should subtract P from 9Q, this one. Okay, I have a last warning for you guys. In an expression, there are three ways of writing a multiplication. First is to use the sign X, this one, sometimes a raised point in the second one. If you're just multiplying a variable by a number, then you can leave out the symbol completely, like in the third one. Let's discuss what this is what is the meaning of 4p. You are multiplying 4 with a p. They are all mean the same thing. But mostly we will use the last one, 4p.